If you're like most B2B salespeople, you'll have bumped up against procurement a number of times. I'm guessing that's often been a frustrating experience. And I know many salespeople, for that reason, are tempted to avoid procurement. My advice to you, however, is to take even more of an interest in the procurement departments of your prospects. So why should you get to know the procurement departments of your prospects? That's the question I'll be answering in a moment. My name is Armand Breivik. If you are in B2B sales, you're in the right place, because on this channel, I answer all your questions about how procurement thinks, plans, and acts. I share insider information based on more than 2 decades of working in procurement and sales. My mission is to help you sell more in less time by taking control of your relationships with procurement. Today, I'll answer the question, why should you take an interest in your prospect's procurement department? I'm going to go through 3 key reasons why it's vital that you get to know as much about procurement as you can. The first reason is that it's becoming virtually impossible to avoid procurement these days. So why is that? Well, over the past couple of decades, procurement has slowly but surely evolved from being a transactional old-school function into becoming a much more modern and strategic value-adding function. Now, that's a general trend, and not all procurement departments have evolved to that same extent. But because of that general trend, procurement now tends to be much more entrenched, and they tend to be an equal member of the decision-making unit. Then, of course, COVID happened, and an economic downturn happened as a result of it. Many companies are now feeling the pinch because of that, and venture capital funding suddenly dried up. In fact, during the first 3 months of 2022, global venture capital funding dropped 19% compared to the previous quarter. And this is according to data from CB Insights. Now, to put that into perspective, that's the largest decline in 10 years. Now, you may wonder what that has to do with procurement. Well, venture capitalists' main objective is to grow revenue of the companies that they invest in. That drives up valuations, and that's how venture capitalists make their money. So for that reason, they favor growth over profit. Now that less venture capital funding is available, companies are shifting their focus back on generating more profit rather than just growing revenue. And as we all know, procurement helps improve profit margins by controlling and removing costs. So you can't avoid procurement anymore because the function has been given more and more power over time, and the pandemic has just accelerated that trend even further. Now, the second reason why it's vital that you get to know as much about procurement as you can is that the function has the power to negatively impact your sales KPIs. And I'm talking here about KPIs such as close rate percentage, average profit margin, and sales cycle length. So by not being procurement savvy, you risk getting fewer, less profitable sales that just take longer to close. This third reason why becoming procurement savvy makes sense is that in some situations, procurement could actually help you make a sale. If what you sell aligns very well with procurement's core agenda of optimizing and removing costs, they could become your champion and advocate. Now, if dealing with procurement effectively, if that is important to you, then you could really benefit from using the proven process that I share during my free online events called Sell More in Less Time by Taking Control of Your Relationships with Procurement. Just click on the link below to register. You'll get a ton of value from it, and I'll also send you a free 23-page guide that goes even deeper into the subject. I host these events regularly at times that are convenient to you, and you will be able to live chat with me while the event is running. Since you're still here, you probably like this video, so please remember to hit like and subscribe below.